That almost went really well, to be fair. Almost. Never had the prompter die in the middle of a thing before. Not quite like that, anyway.
Probably could have, if we had waited another, like, couple minutes.
Yeah. We were impatient. We flew too close to the sun. Ooh. Also, it's very hot too close to the sun where we are. Why did we build this place so close to the sun? Which is to say, on Earth. It's too close to the sun here. Mm-hmm. It could have been worse. It could have been worse indeed. 1 second. Let's get the sub notifier up. Boink! Ah! So how are you all doing today? I think that went well. Yes. Get that AC going. Raymond on. Loading ready live to make this packing go smoothly. Nice. So, definitely some interesting stories this week.
Yeah.
I find the Zelda thing, the Monopoly board, really weird. Like, Monopoly Zelda, cool. I do not care. That's fine. Whatever. But you look at the board, and the go to jail, in jail, and free parking are, not only are they called jail and free parking, but they're the same icon. Like, the free parking icon is still, like, the back end of the red Studebaker from, like, the original Monopoly. And it's like, this is very strange.
It should be, like, just like a big, like, horse butt.
Yeah. It should be... It should be Epona's butt. Or, like, the butt of, like, the Spirit Train or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what they did for the railways. Is, it's Epona, the Spirit Train, the Red Dragon from Wind Waker, and another form of Zelda transport.
I see.
So, the Star Wars one is the same thing too. That's why that's so
like
weird.
You put in all the effort to do the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. They're iconic, I guess.
There's like one company that does all of these, I think.
The corner square is the one thing Hasbro actually owns these days. Oh well, fair enough. So yeah, the Steam, it's that fuppin' guy again.
Alright, that fuppin' guy subscribed last week.
Bear is go to moon. Oh no. We've had like 6 or 7 subs so far today. That's amazing.
Alright. Well, we will endeavor to make up for the lack of Kathleen.
Mm-hmm. The pieces are, hang on. The pieces are the Triforce, the shield, the bow, the ocarina, if you get it exclusively from GameStop, the hook shot, and the boomerang.
Yeah. So it's all the weapons for some reason.
And it's the community chest is the treasure chest, and Chance is an empty bottle, and Boardwalk and Park Place are Hyrule Castle and the Temple of Time.
I hope that they didn't change the cards, so it's like, first place in a beauty contest.
Link is a good-looking man. Semi-Autonomous has just subscribed. Semi-Autonomous, thank you for subscribing. So the green light thing is just sort of like, 50 games? That's a lot of games, and it just seems so weird. So I looked on their thing. I looked up like the FAQ to get your game into green light. Nowhere on the page does it explicitly state that the game has to be done. But I thought that was the point.
Like, I thought it was, at least if, like, originally, it seemed like Greenlight was, it was like, oh, there's all these games in Steam, but in order to get into Steam, there's like a whole long process and agreements you had to do with Valve, and you had to have a publisher and all this stuff. And they're like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do Greenlight for games that, so the community can tell us what games we should be concentrating on to sort of fast track through this process. Which implies that the games exist.
LLR, race me please, just subscribe.
The games exist
LLR.
and that people have played them.
Ghost Concert Tickets has just subscribed. Ghost Concert Tickets, thank you for subscribing, welcome.
But like the games exist, people have played them, and people are excited about them. Like I remember when like games that I was interested in playing, or games that were out. Like I remember like, you know, game developers like hitting up Twitter and Facebook and various social media things, being like, "Hey, vote for my game on Greenlight because I really want to get into the whole Greenlight thing."
So, Traco Gamer says you can greenlight concepts, but that's the weird thing is that on the page, nowhere does it say that. So like on the page, everything it says your game. So is and the FAQ implies a game. Nowhere does it say your idea, your concept, or anything. The implication is a completed game, but that's clearly never been the case. I said, "Race me, Hannah." It's just subscribed. Hey, there's the iPad.
The iPad woke up again. Yay!
Hurrah!
So it's like, yeah, it seems like a very like. So does this mean that say the Ninja Pizza whatever?
Yeah.
One is this like assuming the Kickstarter is successful.
Yeah.
And assuming that they actually end up creating their game, that they are successfully creating their game.
They, by the way, have 8 days to raise another $12,000.
Yeah, they've only raised about 2/3 of what they need.
Yeah.
So, but assuming that it is successful, and assuming that they finish the game, which, as we all know, is not necessarily the case, does that mean that this game is now like pre-greenlit? Like it'll just automatically go into Steam?
I guess.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Presumably under early access.
I guess. It just goes from concept to early access and to never actually being, you know, released.
Vikings Slayheron? Slayheron? I've never been to a place with so many meme subscribers either. The British experimental psychology study is really interesting, but it bothers me because people are gonna... The lower third that I picked for the story, by the way, was... The third story? Was... Yeah, time to pick and choose our data points. Because people are going to be taking aspects of this and not talking about the other... Like, they're going to be saying, like, see, this psychologist says if you play too many video games, that is bad for children.
Right.
And it's, like... Even though it's not... The methodology... But Jesus Christ. Even though their methodology is a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, in the...
Because they were testing a survey... and this was the children taking the survey, how age 10 to 15, how satisfied they were with their lives.
Yeah.
How well they felt. This is all them answering the questions.
Right.
So it's how satisfied they are with their lives, how well they got on with their peers, how likely they were to help people in difficulty, and levels of hyperactivity and inattention. I don't trust a 10 to 15-year-old to fill out a survey like that accurately. Yeah,
but I mean, like, I'm assuming that they... Obviously, you know, they have worked with kids before. Like, I think this is probably their, like, it's not necessarily useful, you know, from an objective standpoint, but you can compare them to each other, which is kind of interesting.
Well, I'm 15, time for a midlife crisis.
I mean, maybe what it means is that kids who play more than 3 hours worth of video games are less likely to lie on the survey.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But
I like the
but yeah, like how does a 10-year-old rate whether they're satisfied with their life? That's pretty heavy for a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Life. It's like I don't know. I expected myself to be a little farther along in my career by now.
Yes. Are you contented?
You know, the whole life-work balance is quite difficult for me.
The Majora's Mask HD thing, it looks so pretty.
Yeah.
But it is just like...
I mean...
Why in the face of the history of projects like this, you would ever choose to embark on something?
It's, like, I don't know, we've talked about it...
It looks awesome, and it's, like we said, it's totally up to them, what they want to do with their time. I'm not judging them personally, but it's just like, it seems like... Why?
There's a... Yeah, like... we've talked about this like sort of behind the scenes in CheckPoint. I don't know if we've really actually done a story about it because it's a little bit tricky to kind of. It's sort of a large thing, but this idea, sort of the idea of sort of fan-made games as a whole, right? Which is, I mean, it's amazing that there's so much cool creativity going on out there, but it's just it seems like such a the opportunity cost for going after this stuff, because these incredibly talented people who are making like the My Little Pony game.
Kaku Epsilon says, Graham, think of how it looks on a resume. Okay, I can think of exactly how it looks on a resume. I spent 2 years on a Nintendo fan project remaking Majora's Mask in HD. That looks laughable on a resume.
It's good, like if you're doing it,
the images will look good in a portfolio.
Yeah.
But that looks like garbage on a resume.
Like if you're doing it to demonstrate just as sort of just as sort of an exercise.
Yeah.
Then, whatever. But it's just that, like, there's like the My Little Pony game we did a thing about. There's like the My Little Pony fighting game.
Yep.
There's just all these different games that have come out. Because people are, obviously very enthusiastic about these IPs, and they're like, I love this guy, I love Mario, I love Zelda, I love whatever. I want to make my own game, and these are characters that I love. And that's cool, but it's just this thing where it's like all that effort that went into that thing that will either be killed by a cease and desist order, or will have to be released either in a in a hobbled way or for free. Like you can't make. You definitely can't make any money off of
it. Move the punctuation around and release it as Major Ass Mask.
But like you absolutely can't make any money off of it, and they often have to be released, either partially done or can't be released at all. Rather than doing that, if you were making it with your own thing or working with somebody else who is making cool content on like Kickstarter or something, then you've actually made a thing that can be like a thing and can be released and can be produced, and you can make money off of it. It just seems like kind of a waste of potential, I guess, which I find kind of sad, when I see all these amazing things that come out, and I'm like, that's really awesome, and no one will ever get to play it.
Yeah. Speaking of things I hate, stuff like the trademark thing, Diesel Stormers is a game where you have sort of like steampunk kind of like mech looking gear, and you run around, and there's like a bunch of you on screen. It's like a 4-player brawler. And they're being sued by, not being sued, they have a trademark dispute, which I guess is a lawsuit, by Diesel, which is a word.
Diesel copyright.
And it's not even remotely related to clothing, is the game. I don't understand. And weirdly, Diesel did like a marketing thing with Devil May Cry a few years ago. Back, like Devil May Cry 2, Dante was wearing like Diesel outfits.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I've seen Devil May Cry. I don't remember him wearing like jeans.
No, he was.
Really?
Yeah. It was really weird.
But yeah, it's like, hang on a second. I ordered this and I expected to get jeans, and instead I got a video game. What am I supposed to do with this? Now I have no pants.
It's also Diesel Stormers is one word.
Yeah, so it's got an umlaut on the O.
Ooh, Diesel Stormers.
I mean, I guess if it was like Diesel Stormers about a bunch of guys in distressed jeans storming a castle, that would be a thing. You know, then you could possibly...
Wait, exactly. Went to fuel my car, came back with a pair of jeans. Why won't these jeans fit in the tank?
Yeah.
It's very strange.
I mean, I blame Burger King. Because they certainly weren't first, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, the problem comes into... It's not even Burger King. I guess it was way before Burger King. But, you know, these games like the...
Sorry, Diesel Punk.
Like these terrible, like, tie-in, like, marketing tie-in video games. Mm. Like, you know, Burger King had, like, those 3 games that they put out, the Sneak King and all that stuff. But there was, like, the like, 7-Eleven Cool Spot game, or the 7-Up Cool Spot game. There's the Noid game.
Avoid the Noid.
But all this stuff where it's like... the fact that it's like I can imagine that Diesel would putting out like a really shitty game where you have to like I have to find all the
genes
or whatever,
You have to find all the genes and somehow fit in them because they're all tiny.
And then it'd be like, aha, we are also a game developer, and now we're competing directly. And it's like, okay, yeah, I guess, but
all the I was looking at their men's clothing, and everyone on that website, I just want to slap furiously. You look like a tool.
To be fair, though, that's basically everybody on every clothing manufacturer.
Something Roasted Gravy said was, he said, I can't believe they trademarked or they copyrighted the birthday song. Interestingly, an unrelated gaming, a news story came out about this last week that there is some lawyers doing some fascinating investigation. It's been going on for a long time. That the song we know as Happy Birthday may have actually fallen into public domain back in the 20s, and that Warner Brothers' supposed claim to it may be completely false. And if that is true, then they owe a ton of people royalties on the birthday song.
Actually, right, because the idea is that it's fallen into, and then so that Warner Brothers actually knew that it wasn't in copyright and actually acted in bad faith.
Yes. Yeah.
So that they have to like reverse.
So it hasn't been finalized yet, but that legal proceeding is ongoing, and it sounds like they have a pretty good case that Warner Brothers does not own that song. So could be interesting.
Yay!
Some games we didn't talk about. Oh wait, sorry. Yes, so Flappy Bird is back. Currently, it only plays on the Amazon Fire TV.
I think it's just on. I think also.
El Fuzzy.
I think you can.
Welcome back.
I think it's just on Amazon devices.
No, specifically, it is the. If you go to the Amazon store page. For Amazon Fire TV only.
Oh.
Right now, it is only the Fire TV. I believe it is coming for other things, but yeah, right now it's only for that platform, which is weird.
So presumably Amazon, paid him a bunch of money for that.
Yeah.
So, this is not, because of course there have been lots of Flappy Bird clones. This is not a clone.
No.
This is actually made by the original guy.
So, stories that we didn't do. Dan Edelman, he's worked at Nintendo for about 9 years. He was sort of the Nintendo indie developer go-between. He was
advocate, I guess.
Yeah, he was really key in getting games like Cave Story and what were the other ones?
World of Goo.
World of Goo and stuff on the Wii. He tweeted this morning. Happy to announce I have reached an arrangement with Nintendo of America whereby I can tweet again. The arrangement includes my not working there anymore. Because Nintendo has some weird... They have some weird business philosophies. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
But they have some very strange business philosophies, specifically around like this guy and his tweeting.
Well, I think it's like their sort of corporate culture is, they're starting to open it up a little bit. They've got like Nintendo Direct and stuff, but they're very they are very sort of play things close to the chest, and they don't like people, anything other than like the official marketing approved message to get out there through any kind of official channels.
To the point that was the oh yes, I had been strong. This is a quote. I had been strongly encouraged to stay off Twitter, or at least say only things that were clearly safe. So after the region locking comment, they just said I needed to stop completely. When people started complaining that I wasn't active on Twitter anymore, it was suggested that a PR person could just post in my name. I thought that was about the worst idea I had ever heard, so I left it as it was and let the silence speak for itself. I could not imagine letting a PR person tweet under my own as my name. Ugh.
Apparently, like the tweet that got him in trouble was just, it wasn't even like region locking sucks. It's somebody else was like, oh man, I got this game and now I can't play it. Region locking sucks, and he just like commiserated with the guy.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's sort of his hope is to move into doing basically working the other side. Like, he was working for Nintendo
to get indie devs on board. Now he's going to work with indie devs
to get them onto consoles.
Onto consoles, yeah.
So it seems like a good, yeah, like Binding of Isaac, Nintendo rejected.
Are you kidding me? If I had a PR person tweeting from my Twitter account, I'd tweet a lot more often.
It would be just empty, useless tweets, though.
Dr. Graham, my friend who works there, is not allowed to do any sort of streaming. Yeah, I'm frankly amazed that Chris, the other guy from Fire Film on The Escapist, the guy, no right answer. Chris Pranger works for Nintendo as like he does like promo at shows and stuff. Oh, and I'm astounded that he is still able to do no right answer. Although they aren't allowed to.
They don't do it anymore, do they?
No. They still do, but they aren't allowed to talk about Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, I know. I remember him talking about that. There's some things that they have to deliberately avoid.
Yeah. Hey, the Mega Man soundtrack is on iTunes, so that's fun. The original one, Mega Man's 1 through 5, and Amazon as well. Mega Man, not like remixes or anything, like the original soundtracks, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
We did that story.
Oh yeah, you guys, this went around a fair amount, and it's not really video game related, except that it involves Oculus Rift. But you see this, so Oculus Rift, or Oculus and Samsung, a few months ago announced that they had sort of had a strategic relationship, and that they were working together to, and I think it was Oculus was providing the sort of VR technology, and Samsung was providing their manufacturing facilities. And one of the things we have now found out that is the result of that is if you iFixit, I think it's called, or whatever. The place disassembled the new dev kit for the Oculus Rift, and they took it all apart, and they looked at and then they took out the screen that's actually like in front of your face on the Oculus Rift, which is actually just one screen that is split in half. Mm-hmm. And they found out that it's the same screen that's in a Samsung Note 3 or Samsung Galaxy Note 3, and not just like it's the same, like it's come from the same manufacturing facility. It is actually a Galaxy Note 3 screen. It's got Samsung written at the top.
It'd be like if it was the iPhone, there'd still be like the hole for the speaker.
It's got like the holes for the speakers and stuff.
And the buttons and things.
And the buttons. And on the back, it still has the circuit board on it. Or it still has the like header and attachment on it for the like touch sensor. It literally is the thing that came, like if your Note 3 screen breaks, and you have an Oculus Rift dev kit, you could pull the screen out and replace it on your Note 3, and it would work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Rock You. Well,
they will Rock You.
This is a bigger thing. We'll leave that for now. But this one.
Yes.
Yeah, you know more about this.
So Rock You is a company that they used to be, or they're a like sort of casual online game developer. So they made like Facebook games when people made Facebook games. Oh,
they have a deal with Samsung. You said time for the really good lawyers to come out and play. No. Samsung and Oculus have a
deal. Like it makes sense when you think about it.
They're buddies. It makes perfect sense.
Like Samsung has a facility where they're churning out these screens really fast. So presumably, and it's like if they don't need to change it, why bother?
Yeah.
Anyway, because it's going to be hidden, right? Anyway. Okay, so Rock You is a company that they're a mobile game or a casual game developer. They made Facebook games and Flash games and that kind of stuff. But in the last little while, they've moved from being a game developer to, because when they were developing their games and putting them out, as part of that, they developed a ad integration system. You know, like in order to actually monetize their games, which is not that weird, but their ad integration system turns out to be better than their games were, and so they've sort of started this new market of basically recycling games. So they go and find a game that is not really making any money anymore, and is sort of on the long tail, I guess. And it's not really making any money anymore. And they go in and they buy the rights to that game, repackage it, and then re-release it with their own ad integration system that is more efficient than other people's, and so they actually start making money on it. So that's like they can make money off games that other people can't, and a game that has sort of fallen off but still has a few thousand people playing it, they can make money off, which is kind of a neat idea. It's the sort of, don't waste anything. Use all the parts of the internet.
Yeah. The Gene Nyron was asking what can wait. It's a story about it's more stuff about the general YouTube paid content disclosure stuff. It's not, when I say big, it's a big story. It's just a broad story, and I think we want to do it in its own thing.
Yeah.
Might do like a special or something. But those are the stories that were stories this week.
Oh yeah. There's more info might come out about this, so we didn't talk about it too much.
I forgot about that one.
PlayStation Now is this thing where it just went into open beta.
Mm-hmm.
That's the using the Gaikai technology to stream games. And at the moment, anyway, the pricing is pretty much bullshit. It's like between $3 and $5 to play the game for 4 hours. To play, the longest you can rent a game for is 90 days, like 3 months.
Yeah.
To rent, I forget what the game it was. I think it was like Final Fantasy 13 or something. For the 3 months, costs twice as much as it does to just buy Final Fantasy 13 right now.
But if you look at a game that only takes like 8 hours, you could rent a game for that long for like $6.
So that sort of works.
Beat it.
Yeah. So anyway, they're talking about that they're going to be They have heard people saying, complaining about how bullshit it is, and are going to be investigating it and possibly reevaluating. And they're also talking about maybe doing like a sort of, I guess, Netflix-style subscription plan.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, except like Netflix, all the games that you really want to play won't be on there, probably.
SOX Mjolnir, or however you pronounce your username, we get our news from typically places like Joystick or Polygon or Gamasutra is a good one for industry things, and the key is that we'll then we'll read it, and then we'll go to the bottom of the story. Like, we'll read it and we'll flag it, and then if we decide to write the story on it, we'll then go to the bottom and say where they will credit their source to a different gaming site. And you do that, and then you go to the bottom of that page until you find their source, and you go back until you find the original story, and then you check them because they'll typically have the most information. Then we'll confirm everything from there.
And it's always fun to see the different video game sites take on it, different headlines.
Yeah.
And also it's fun to see whether they'll be like, this huge splash of news, like, oh man, all these different companies are reporting this thing, and then it all comes back to like one report in one little thing that's like highly questionable. But then it gets like re-reported over and over and over again until it's like, well, it must be a real thing. I mean, all these guys are talking about it.
Yeah, that's the thing is you can find that sometimes there's only a single source for a story, and it might not even be accurate, but everyone reports on it, and so you're like, well, all the sites are saying it. Yeah. Wooden Idol, which quote are you talking about?
I mean, that's not to say that,
Not to say that we're going to be right.
It's not to say that CheckPoint is like a bastion of journalistic integrity.
No.
We write all our stories in like an hour and a half. So we don't have a lot of time to do all the fact checking. We try to do it as accurately as possible, but sometimes not so much.
Yeah. Let us welcome some subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
We've got, is this 10? How many is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 subscribers so far today. And first of all is Viking Slay Heron. Is it Slay Heron?
I feel like that seems good. Slay Heron, the Viking, known for his slaying of herons. Why herons? Why not?
Because they make fuck awful noises.
Yeah.
They look all majestic and everything, sitting in the grasslands and the wetlands area, the estuaries of rivers and stuff, sitting there looking all cool and everything, and then they start flying and they go.
Yeah.
Awful things.
A heron would kill your family if you gave it a chance.
Yes, that's why you get the Viking Slay Herons.
Yes.
The noble house Slay Heron. Slay Heron and Slay Heronson, his son.
And Slay Heronson's son.
And Slay Heronson's daughter, which was his granddaughter. It's a big family.
A
lot of herons need killing.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this sub. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing.
When you need to thank someone for subscribing, may I recommend thank you for subscribing. It's a good phrase that's done me well in the past, especially when said with different emphasis on certain words. And also, the numeral 4, apparently.
Yes, it's actually because there's underscores, so it's like thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no underscore after the 4. So it's like the for subscribing is actually just one word.
For subscribing. Or it could be doing it could be thank you as subscribing. It could be an ASCII, like an A.
Oh, that's
not
true.
ASCII A, but you know what I mean. Thank you as subscribing. It's probably not like that.
That's a good point.
I'm gonna have to
Where do herons get off with their backwards knees? What's up with that?
I'm gonna have to look at the list on the notifier to make sure we're not missing anything.
I think we're okay.
Yeah. The only one I've written down before Viking Slay Heron was Tragic MTG, but they subscribed 4 hours ago. So, I think we're okay. Next is Arakel. Arakeli? If you're watching, which I hope you are, could you let us know how to pronounce that, and we will get back to you.
Arikili.
Because next is Bear is go to moon. You think it will be normal race. Bear versus rhino versus cat versus pig. Perfectly normal race. But then suddenly bear get on rocket. Why bear on rocket? Rocket fly into sky. Rocket fly far away in sky.
Where do rocket go?
Where do rocket go? That moon in distance. Bear go to moon? Bear is go to moon!
Bear is go to moon!
Is first bear on moon. Is pretty impressive for bear.
First bear on moon, except for the bear that mauled Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah. He doesn't talk about it a lot.
Yeah. They had transmission difficulties when that happened.
Yeah. It was indeed Arakel. Arakel, hi.
Hi, how's it going?
How's it going, Arakel?
Arakel. It's a very
welcome.
It's a very sort of fantasy name.
It is.
Arakel. It's like the elf, whatever, elf queen Arakel.
Or king.
Or king.
Don't know what Arakel's preference in that regard is. Yeah, I did. I started out as I became the caveman partway through that. That was a little weird.
The giant monster, the great Arakel.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. The great Arakel. Ooh,
the great Arakel will crush you beneath its massive.
No longer an elf. Now the Arakel is a mighty.
Yes,
it's our only hope against Swamp Lore.
Yes.
From last week.
Swamp Lore versus Arakel. Pay-per-view tonight.
Yes. I want to see that. Swamp Lore versus Arakel. So last week, that fuppin' guy subscribed. It was that fuppin' guy.
Always that fuppin' guy.
And then this week, it's that fuppin' guy again. Subscribe.
Fuppin' guy.
Fuppin'
again.
guy. Again.
He's just there.
It's like every week with this guy.
And you're like, oh, phew, we're on all our subscribers. Oh, that fuppin' guy again.
I don't know what to say.
But you know what? When you're in need of somebody to fup, then
you could do a lot worse than that fupping guy. It's kind of his thing.
Is that fupping guy and that fupping guy again the same guy?
I assume so.
Or is it like the son of fupping guy is fupping guy again?
Fupping Geisen. Fupping Geisen, friend of Viking Slay Aronson.
Different families.
And Eric Hellsdotter. They're gonna be they're like a second generational super team.
I like it.
Semi-autonomous. Subscribed.
Subscribed in what I would say was a very autonomous way.
Yeah, but they had help.
Yeah.
So, you know, not fully autonomous.
But I feel like semi-autonomous is selling them short though.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I think of this in
I think if somebody like an outside observer looked at it, they'd be like, that's 90% autonomous.
Fair.
Like that's mostly autonomous.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a disappointing thing to see someone from like Boston Dynamics being like, we've built this new robot. Really? Is it autonomous? Well, it's semi-autonomous?
I mean, I guess that Boston Dynamics robots are basically semi-autonomous because they're like,
I guess they are actually
autonomous, but they have to have big cables connected to computers and stuff.
Well, except for Big Dog.
That's true. Big Dog is his own thing.
Yeah, I mean, unless you consider repeatedly kicking it, helping it out.
People need to repeatedly kick it to keep it there.
Yeah. Ghost concert tickets has just subscribed. Is this a reference?
It's a reference to the video.
Oh yes, thank you. Not all the other ones, but several of the other ones were references to the Watch and Play.
Right.
And I was like, is this something that I just blanked out of my head from the Watch and Play? Ghost concert tickets. If you're going to the Ghost Philharmonic Orchestra, which I would highly recommend.
Ghost Harmonic Orchestra.
The Ghost Harmonic Orchestra. They're very quiet, but it's beautiful. It's I hesitate to say it's a haunting performance, but
yeah, that's
but
like
I will.
The tagline on their poster.
Yeah. Every reviewer, it's the headline.
Yeah,
it's
a haunting performance.
It's like yeah, okay, we get it. Right.
Yeah, that was good.
Good job.
First time.
Yeah. You know, it's like Galaxy is well guarded. 4 out of 5 stars. That's not my. I would give it a 5 out of 5, if you care. Then you need Ghost concert tickets. You can't see them.
No.
But you can feel that they're there.
Yeah. It's more of a. It's more of like a feeling, like a, almost like just sort of like a prickle on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, ooh.
It's like
I have concert tickets.
I have concert tickets. Do you remember to bring the tickets? Yes.
Yes. Either that or there's a breeze. There was actually just a little cold.
Yeah. LLR, which is incorrect. Race me, please. I believe that is.
We'll talk to LLR.
Yeah.
And see if they'll race you.
I believe that's the loaded limping rhino.
Yeah. It
would
probably.
I will race you.
It would probably be more efficient.
I'm rhinoceros.
If you asked LLR, directly to race you, rather than us acting as a middleman. But yeah, we could ask him.
Yeah. I staunchly refuse to race you around any library, or indeed any kind of building. Biscuit Hipster with the resub, I believe. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. And why do you hate me? Karhukulaman Putara.
Nice.
Karkulaman Putara?
Looks like a Hawaiian word.
It does.
Alright, I said race me, Hannah.
I said race me, Hannah. Race me around the library. I'll race you, Hannah. Come on, let's have a race.
I say.
A creature race. It'll be fantastic.
I say, race me, Hannah.
I said race me, darn it. Race me all the way around this building.
Then he gets like, I said, race me, Hannah.
And Hannah's like getting progressively more uncomfortable because of his strange walk cycle.
I have to go. Then again, she also has this kind of a strange walk cycle. So.
Well, unless she turns into a horse, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently it's a dream.
That explains why she says there's no racetrack and that there's clearly a racetrack directly outside.
That just... The great thing, like that just covers everything, right?
I don't know what that is.
Everything that happens in that game, be like, it was a dream. Weird shit happens in a dream. It's totally cool.
I love K-pop for life. I don't know what that is, so I'm assuming no, I don't eat it.
But Jesus Christ.
Karhukulima would be bear death. What language is that?
Death but a bear.
Yeah, the part where he rises up from behind the desk and there's like a water burbling noise. It's very strange. Bear Death Garden. I love K-pop for life. You need to A, stop spamming, and B, tell me what that is.
What is it?
Do you like to eat barhakeves? It sounds Greek. Barhakeves?
Alright. But Jesus Christ!
Be Jesus Christ. B-E-E-J-U-S.
Oh, man.
Christ. But Jesus Christ will be in at 6 to play more Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door. All praise Jesus Christ.
All praise you guys should talk about... You guys should call him that tonight. He would probably like that. I believe there's one, like,
It's my sister? No, I don't want to eat your sister, if that's the question.
It's confusing.
It's very weird.
I like when we hand things over to Beej.
I guess it's actually just Bejesus Christ. It's not bejesus. We've been saying bejesus. Right. It's Bejesus Christ.
Bejesus Christ.
Yeah.
I like when we hand things over to Beej at 6 or whenever we do that. There's always like sometimes they'll be like, okay, Beej, hand it over to you, just so you know.
Here's today's weird meme.
Yeah, probably everyone's gonna be calling you Queen Beej.
Yeah.
Bees and Beej have really been a big thing today, just so you know.
Yeah. Praise Bejesus. El Fuzzy with the resub. El Fuzzy, thank you so much. I guess you couldn't see that I was... El Fuzzy. I'm imagining like... well, it's what it is it's the luchador version of Fuzzy Wuzzy, who, as you recall, was a bear and had no hair and wasn't that fuzzy.
No.
Was he? No.
No, he wasn't.
No, but El Fuzzy, the luchador... Actually, have you seen a picture of a hairless bear? They're terrifying.
Yeah.
That's what El Fuzzy looks like.